Morning friends, happy Tuesday, and what the flipping heck is happening or has happened between these two, William and Catherine, and the Daily Mail? Because someone at the Daily Mail is upset. Just 2 days ago we were told that William has a secret lady that he calls when he wants to blow off steam. I wonder how Catherine felt about that. We've now got an article confirming that neither of them will be at the BAFTA Awards, despite the Daily Mail telling us that this was going to be part of Catherine's great comeback. None of it makes any sense. The Daily Mail article then goes to explain why William can't attend. He's very busy doing lots of unimportant things, but then just goes on to say Kate can't attend either. No explanations. The story is getting weirder and weirder, and I think there's going to be more revelations from the Daily Mail and other media outlets over the coming days. Something is going on. Something is happening. We're going to find out. Morning friends, happy Monday. I don't know quite who, but William has upset someone in a senior position at the Daily Mail, because this story is a pop at William and a shot across his bows. Let's unbox it without further delay, starting with the most important thing, which of course is that William has a C-list woman ready to take his call, maybe just there pining, waiting to take his call when he wants to blow off steam. What the heck does that mean? Does his wife know? Is this woman part of his wife's crew? Is it his wife's friend? Kate doesn't seem to have many friends, so I don't think it can be. It just sounds odd. There's also an A-list woman that all the husbands want to bed. Is that Rose over here? Rose Hambury, you can't see my finger. Rose Hambury is the woman on the far left of this image in the white dress. And again, this image has been added to have a poke at William, because these rumours about Rose and William will just not go away. I can't find this article now, by the way, guys, so I can't give you any further explanatory text. I just think William's created a problem. Daily Mail are using stuff like this as leverage. Get singing, William, or we're going to print more stuff about you. As ever, guys, comments are open. Have a brilliant day, but let me know what you think.
Pour mes chéris qui ne comprennent pas l'anglais, ces gens ils sont venus nous dire que William a la liste des femmes aristocrates qu'il classifie comme les femmes sur la liste C. Il couche avec ces femmes, ce sont des femmes mariées. Alors, on sait pas, je sais pas ce qui se passe dans cette famille En tout cas, ces hommes Windsor, ce sont des mauvais hommes. Ce sont des hommes infidèles. Ce sont des hommes qui maltraitent les femmes. Ce sont, en tout cas, j'aime ça pour Kate. Je suis vraiment contente. Just imagine your husband has a D-list bees that he screws because he damn hates you so much. Girl, please, you need to do something. You need to do something, girl. Or maybe just take those fat injections, get someone. Because I tell you, when you're looking too square, your husband's gonna have the list of some kind of something to screw out there. That's what's happening. Oh, sex is quiet. This juice is juicing. It's juicing. Oh God, Jesus. This car is so pretty before me. See that car? That's one kind of cute car right there. C-list prostituta. D-list prostitute being screwed by somebody's husband. Woo! Oh my goodness.
Morning friends, happy Tuesday, and even the gift that keeps on giving, the UK Digital Daily Mail, are finally giving Harry and Meghan some good positive coverage. And this is an image taken from one of the Daily Mail articles today, talking about when Harry and Meghan were having a beer and then they went on stage to sing a bit of karaoke. Don't get me wrong, guys. The Daily Mail is up and down like a elevator, lift if you live in the UK. Up and down like an elevator. And this positive coverage could just be restricted to Invictus. Who knows what the Daily Mail are going to say tomorrow, never mind next year. But this is still a win in my eyes. It's positive press for these two. It's highlighting a long list of what they've achieved with Invictus and the stuff that they've done whilst they've been working hard over the last few days. This is non-taxpayer funded royal activity like no other. When did you ever see a member of the taxpayer funded, scrounging, non-working British royal family work and at an event for multiple consecutive days? They just don't do it. They don't want to do it. William the other day went on a visit to something in Liverpool. His helicopter was on the ground and he had to travel from the helicopter to the final destination. The helicopter was on the ground for 90 minutes. Comments are open as ever. Are you enjoying Invictus? Have you watched any of it? I certainly have. I think it's amazing. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Monday. And I'll tell you what, Meghan's Instagram account is going absolutely wild. If you have an Instagram account and you've not followed her, I recommend you do so. She's turning her Instagram account into a mini TV broadcasting station. It's amazing to watch with stills like this one and lots of live video. I could have chosen one of 50 images like this for today's post to really personify who Meghan and Harry really are in their hearts. I've chosen this one because I just think them meeting the wheelchair basketball crew and literally bending down to their level to converse and chat just fills me with absolute joy. Just look at the expression on the faces of everyone concerned, including Meghan and Harry. You cannot fake this stuff. And as working, but non-taxpayer funded royals, I take my hat off to these two. And Kensington Palace, get learning from these two. Get learning what they do, how often they do it, and the skill that they do it with. Because we need change in the taxpayer, non-funded, charity scrounging British royal family, and we need that change in 2025. Hats off to Meghan and Harry. Good luck to everyone at Invictus. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. 2 questions for you today. The first is, how can the Daily Mail be so wrong when it comes to describing these two? They literally do not have a clue about what's happening in Meghan and Harry's life and how much they're loved all over the world. The second question is, how much are these two still in love after everything they've been through, being around the non-working, scrounging, charity-stealing, British toxic royal family? These two just personify everything that I believe in my heart that is brilliant and great and special about a marriage. And the way that Meghan spoke about Harry, it was literally absolutely mind-blowing. And Harry's own speech opening the Invictus Games, you can see right into his heart and you can see that he is absolutely 100% a little chunk of Diana. Same mannerisms, same beliefs, same beautiful heart, same appetite and enthusiasm for life, same respect and appreciation for other people. What a brilliant start. Cannot wait to see Hazza going down the luge at about 10 million miles an hour. Comments are open as ever, guys. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. Happy Saturday. And has Invictus kicked off with an absolute bang? Yes, it has. She's back on the big screen. The woman that can break the internet without even trying. Didn't plan to speak. No notes. She got up there on the podium talking about how much Invictus means to her family and her children. But boy, what really knocked me off my feet, not literally, was the loving way that she spoke about Harry. Oh my goodness, the minions in Kensington Palace and Buckingham Palace must be running around like headless chickens, because this is what a public speaker does. They speak about themselves and their family from the heart with meaning, without the need for a pre-prepared script. And it was just amazing to see her up there, bringing the Invictus family into her family and talking about those links that you forge for life and how excited everybody is to kick this thing off. She then brought Harry onto the stage, introduced him, big hug, snog. Just absolutely brilliant. And I've got to say, Harry looks to be having the time of his life, and I'm so flipping pleased for them all that they broke away from Salty Island. Comments are open, guys. Let me know what you think as ever.
This is such a powerful comment. It really deserves to be highlighted. This is also true of the American South. There is a saying, blacks know more about white folks than they know about themselves. Now, I can't speak about the experience of being a black person who's a victim of racism, but as a white South African who grew up under apartheid, I do know something about the psychology of being racist. Now, in apartheid South Africa, white people controlled the economy. We had all the gold mines and the platinum and the diamonds and everything else. But there was one natural resource that black people had in abundance, that they had far more access to than white people. And that natural resource was the truth, particularly the truth about white people. You see, in a racist society, as a racist, you need to constantly be tying yourself up in cognitive dissonance. You need to be contradicting yourself dozens of times a day. So in South Africa, for example, we believed that black people were lazy, that they didn't want to do any work. They just wanted to sit around all day and do nothing. But who did we get to dig the mines, to work in the factories, to drive the buses, deliver the post, build the houses? It was black people. We believed that black people were dirty. But who did we rely on to clean our houses? We believed that black people couldn't be trusted, but who was left unsupervised to look after our children? You see, what racism does is it forces the racist to act like a little child who will demand whatever they need at a particular moment, even if it's contradictory. Sometimes a black person will be like your child and you'll tell them what to do. But sometimes you'll be the child and they'll be the adult. They'll be the one making your bed, cooking your dinner, even comforting you when you're in emotional distress. Racism damages white people profoundly, and then black people are the victims of that damage. We transmit that damage into their lives. But fundamentally, black people will always know more about white people as long as white people continue to be racist, because they will have the objectivity of being able to see that cognitive dissonance from the outside. This is what the writer Rebecca Solnit says about this issue, which sums it up much better than I ever could. I always pair privilege with obliviousness. Obliviousness is privilege's form of deprivation. When you don't hear others, you don't imagine them, they become unreal, and you are left in the wasteland of a world with only yourself in it. And that surely makes you starving, though you know not for what, if you have ceased to imagine others in any true, deep way that matters.
Looks great. Great, great, great.
I saw this image in the Ultimate Viral profile, and I think this is the most poignant image, most striking image from the Super Bowl halftime with Kendrick Lamar. This is an image that I don't think I will ever forget, and I hope that people do not let slip or go right on past them, because I saw this. The white reminded me of the chalk outline of a dead body at a murder or a crime scene, And this is so important to memorialize in our collective minds. I don't know that I've seen any more important message symbolized, like symbolism, in any halftime show at a Super Bowl. This will go down as, I think, one of the best, not like, oh my God, vocal singing, blah, 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 kind of like a Super Bowl, but like one of the most important Super Bowls of our lifetime. And feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what was the number one image that you remember that you think stood out to you from the Super Bowl, besides him saying the revolution will be televised. Yeah, he went in. He went in.
Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show was racist. There wasn't a single white performer. I thought you wanted this country to be a meritocracy. That wasn't a performance based on merit. It was a DEI performance. The Super Bowl should have hired someone like Kid Rock to perform. Kendrick Lamar has won multiple Grammys and a Pulitzer Prize. What qualifications does Kid Rock have? It's not about qualifications. That's what a meritocracy is. It's about the children. Imagine how all the white kids who were looking forward to the Super Bowl halftime show feel after not seeing themselves represented in it. White people are already overrepresented in positions of power, in those who hold the most generational wealth, in our corporations, in media. I'm pretty positive that white kids will not feel like their skin color will prevent them from doing certain things just because they weren't represented in the Super Bowl halftime show this year. Plus, I thought you hated representation. You freaked out when Ariel in The Little Mermaid was played by a black actress. You're a race traitor. Whatever, Grandpa. It's time for you to take your meds and go to bed.
Here's what a hip-hop legend just said about Kendrick's halftime performance. Willie D from the Ghetto Boys, and if you don't know who the Ghetto Boys is, Google is your friend. Education is key. He says, people who thought Kendrick Lamar's halftime show was boring probably used their brain half of the time, if that. The man was out there delivering a whole socio-political sermon, speaking on revolution, oppression, and the state of the world, and they were sitting there like, where the fireworks at? No lies detected. Let's continue. Kendrick wasn't putting on the show, he was putting folks on the game, but some people's attention span is shorter than a TikTok clip. So if it ain't flashing lights and gimmicks, they miss the message completely. It's like giving a smartphone to a caveman. No matter how advanced it is, he's still going to use it as a rock. Share this video to everybody that looks like both you and I that has a problem with Kendrick's performance. Yeah, a hip-hop legend just said this. Y'all need to wake up. Think!
Many celebrities have reacted to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show performance. First up, Taylor Swift said, "Just who else can do this?" Next, Eminem said, "This looks insane for everyone witnessing it in real life." Next, Jay-Z said, "Definitely the right guy for the job." Next, Travis Kelce said, "The atmosphere during Not Like Us was unmatched." Next, Rihanna said, "Everything I needed and more." And finally, Chris Brown said, "Gonna be his year again, huh?" Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans was nothing short of a cultural moment, blending music, storytelling, and controversy into a 13-minute performance that has left fans and critics buzzing. As expected, Kendrick's set list included some of his biggest hits like Humble and DNA, alongside newer tracks from his GNX album. However, the most talked about moment came when he performed Not Like Us, his Grammy-winning diss track aimed at Drake. While Kendrick excluded some of the song's more controversial lyrics during the live rendition, he leaned into its confrontational energy, even flashing a sly grin at the camera as the crowd chanted along to the infamous "a minor" line. SZA joined Kendrick on stage for their collaborations Luther and All the Stars, adding in a more pop touch to the performance. Despite the praise for Kendrick's artistry and boldness, the performance has not been without backlash. Critics have accused him of using the Super Bowl stage to escalate his feud with Drake, arguing that it overshadowed the celebratory nature of the event. Others felt the show leaned too heavily on symbolism, with some calling it divisive rather than unifying. Fans, however, have largely defended Kendrick's approach, praising him for staying true to his vision and using the platform to deliver a meaningful message. Social media has been flooded with reactions ranging from admiration for his creativity to debates about whether his performance crossed any lines. This performance has yet again been another viral moment for Kendrick. Whether people loved or hated the performance, one thing is certain, and that thing is that everybody is definitely talking about it. For this video's comment question, do you think Kendrick deserved the gig? Before you go, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for daily news updates on your favorite celebs. Thanks a lot for watching.
Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam is the freaking best, most iconic moment. It's the moment. In case you missed Kendrick Lamar's halftime performance of the Super Bowl, Samuel L. Jackson pops in as Uncle Sam several times. He calls rap music ghetto. He tells them they're being too loud. This was a statement to me in so many different ways. They had an incredible all-black cast who was absolutely amazing, that made the American flag a gazillion different times in a bunch of different formations. There was also some rumblings that the NFL could get in trouble by Drake if he played Not Like Us, and boy did he, and boy did he say Drake's name, and he like stopped and did it. And I just can't help but think like how different this performance would have hit if we had a different president, you guys. It felt like such a political statement, and I just know that there are going to be a bunch of right-wing guys out there talking about how much they hated it, and they never liked Kendrick Lamar's music anyway, and they don't know why they chose him for this moment, and it should have been like Carrie Underwood or whatever. And that's how you're going to know that it was good. That's how you're going to know that the message hit, is when everybody starts complaining about it in about 5 minutes.
So the more that I rewatch this performance, the more that I realize this is a clear call for a revolution. Not only does he come up and say that this revolution will be televised, you picked the right time but the wrong guy. You have Samuel L. Jackson playing Uncle Sam, who is the embodiment of America. When he asks, do you know how to play the game? That is America physically asking Kendrick if he knows how to. There are many layers to that statement because he is a black man in America, but it is also a statement to every American in this country who is participating in this flawed ass system that is keeping all of us under. The stage is a video game. We are the game pieces. And while we fight amongst each other, only the elite win. The revolution will not be televised. And a revolution is a lot more than just saying that a revolution is happening. It's people realizing that the game is over, that it's time to turn the TV off, and that it's time to get to work. But a revolution takes everybody getting on board. It takes everyone realizing that this is happening. And so, in a way, this performance was him pretty much signaling what we all know. He just used his platform to call the elephant in the room.
See, you wanted that performance to have been about Drake. You want to highlight A minor, which was a minor part of the performance, because that Super Bowl halftime performance was not about Drake. It was about us, the United States of America, in this moment in American history. That's why he started with squabble up, because that's what we got to do. We have to fight back in order to survive. Kendrick Lamar, the embodiment of swift artistry and Gemini genius, and the first solo rapper to headline a Super Bowl, delivered a performance rich with symbolism, some of which may have been missed on first watch, but I promise you it's going to be discussed by cultural critics for decades to come as one of the first bold protests of the Trump era. And I'm going to tell you right here, baby, I'm so glad that Donald Trump was there to see the blackest halftime performance of all time. He had Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam, dancers dressed in red, white, and blue prison uniforms, creating patterns that resembled and gave us an American flag, symbolizing both patriotism and critique of all the issues in this country regarding equality in the battle for it. The performers in prison uniforms, really was my favorite part. Just think about it. Where American society wants to relegate us, wants to put us, prison, wage slavery, mere entertainment. And at a time when Black excellence is under attack, facing false equivalencies and the misguided relevance of the anti-DEI movement, Kendrick Lamar's choreography and visuals underscored a bigger point. The repetition of the flag reinforces both a celebration of who we are, our American identity, and also an indictment of the contradictions that identity holds for all of us, not just Black people, not just all of us. So this performance was not about Drake. I know some of you are wondering, you're saying to yourself, so if this performance wasn't about Drake, then what was Like Us all about? Well, Lamar's inclusion of Not Like Us, even in a censored form, brought attention to ongoing debates about accountability and power dynamics. It's about holding public figures, whether they be Donald Trump, Drake, or Elon Musk, accountable for their actions. See, the oligarchs who paid $1 million to attend an inauguration, or an oligarch who paid $200 million to influence a national election, those people, they're not like us. They never have been and they never will be. Kendrick Lamar proved on that stage that hip hop is America's most vital, most important storytelling medium. Each movement, each visual element, and each carefully chosen song served as a chapter in a larger narrative about power, race, and the ongoing evolution of American culture, about who we are and who we are evolving and turning into. And who that person is, who that is, well, that's in America's hands now.
So we're about to get into a deep dive of all of the symbolism that was shown throughout Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. And we are going to start from the beginning with Samuel L. Jackson dressed as Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam was used in the early 19th century as a depiction of America personified. He was a representation of American pride and patriotism, but also propaganda when it came to recruitment and war. When it comes to accuracy, Kendrick Lamar could have easily chosen a white man to play Uncle Sam and to narrate the performance. But instead, he chose Samuel L. Jackson, who has also played this role in Django as an Uncle Tom. And in the movie, he was in love with his white slave owner. And Uncle Toms within culture, especially Black culture, are Black men who are not only obedient, but also uphold white supremacy. And so we see perfect examples of that through Kanye West, Snoop Dogg, Nelly. And so going back to Samuel L. Jackson here, a Black man dressed in all American gear, I think is a clear depiction of they're not like us. It doesn't matter what your skin tone is. And then also going to Welcome to the Great American Game is a double entendre because we're obviously watching the Super Bowl, but he's talking about the game that is America and being Black in America. And so to start his performance, Kendrick is standing on top of a 1987 Buick, a Grand National GNX, which is also his album name, GNX. And not only that, this is also clear representation of his upbringing in Compton, but also the car culture in Compton as well. He starts his performance off with a freestyle where he talks about no hugs and no handshakes because he's not playing nice, and that you wouldn't get the picture if he sat you for hours at the Louvre. I think that represents the political climate that we're in now, whereas there's no time or no room for niceties right now. Either you get it or you don't. At the end of his freestyle, Kendrick Lamar says, "The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy," which is a play off of Jill Scott Heron's "The Revolution Will Not Be Televised" song, which was a critique on the American media, saying that they only focused on propaganda, consumerism, and entertainment. But in order for real change, people had to step out of their homes for liberation, for protest, and for freedom. You had to be actively involved in order to fight for justice. So with Kendrick saying the revolution will be televised, you chose the right time but the wrong guy, is him saying that you chose the perfect person for this performance. The timing couldn't be more perfect. Kendrick then performs Squabble Up, and before he could even finish, Samuel L. Jackson comes in and says, "No, no, no, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto." Kendrick Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Then tighten up. And this is clear conditioning within white supremacy and America, which is that Black people should be docile, Black people should be quiet, Black people should be grateful for scraps. And playing the game goes back to being obedient. Kendrick Lamar then performs Humble, Be Humble, Sit Down, with his dancers dressed as the American flag and a division between the flag that represents a clear division within America. We've barely scratched the surface and this video is getting long, so follow for part 2.
I hope y'all understand that Kendrick Lamar performance was a call to action for Black folks. It was like the hoo-dee-hoo. It was like the white folding chair. It was like when that Negro took his hat and threw it up, and all Negroes around knew to jump in the water and come save that Negro that was attempting to be assaulted. That was a Kendrick performance.
Kendrick Lamar just performed at the Super Bowl in front of Donald Trump. And he didn't disappoint. In one of his opening lines, he said, "The revolution is about to be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy." There's so many elements to the racism in this country and the terrible president we have in this country and all the shit that's going on in this country inside of this Super Bowl halftime show. It's amazing. At one point, he said 48 is in view. As in Donald Trump's 47. Then they also performed a song while having a fake street lit up on the field with a bunch of people marching down the street. And let me tell you, if you didn't see this, it is the most dystopian thing you can think of. Like, I have goosebumps. And just think about it for a second. You've got a very wealthy, famous black person who is performing in front of one of the most racist people in the world, who paid, mind you, to be there performing in front of one of the most racist people in the world, our racist president, at a venue where they removed "end racism" from the goal lines. Lastly, Samuel L. Jackson, chef's kiss, killed it. He pretends to be Uncle Sam. He tells him, "You're being way too ghetto. You need to calm down." And Kendrick Lamar does his thing, like dancing around that and then, lifting the crowd back up. And finally, at the end, I wrote this down on my hand so I wouldn't forget it while I was watching. He says, he didn't sing, he says, let me read this, quote him, "They rigged the game and this is way bigger than music." If you're not watching the Super Bowl, if you didn't watch this, go to YouTube right now. Go. It is phenomenal.
So even the Daily Fail is coming with good news, with the positive press about it, Harry and Meghan. These vampires, I tell you, it's just wow, disgusting. How do you even do that? How do you flip-flop? You know what I tell you? If I tell you I don't like you, I tell you take my words, because I ain't gonna change. Yes, if I tell you I do not like you, cookies and cream, just take my word, because I ain't playing with you. Because I ain't gonna come tell you 1 minute I like you and then next minute I'm gonna change bipolar. Last time I diagnosed myself from the DSM-5, I did not have that condition. These people, God damn it, I mean, seriously? So they are all looking for good press right now. They are giving good information about these two. Harry and Meghan are really doing good job, and they have been doing all this good stuff for this while. But guess what? Meanwhile, those people saw them going to Colombia. They dragged them. They saw them going to Nigeria. They dragged them. They saw these people doing lots of stuff for the people. They saw them during the California fire. They took stuff out of the mouth of this wicked, crooked, whatever, whatever. This one here, Justina. They took everything out of that Justina's mouth and twisted everything about Harry and Meghan with everything that they're doing in that Pasadena fire. I mean, these people, the people who really call them Daily Fail kind of really have good idea about what they really do. They are really definitely Daily Fail. They just fail everything in their lives. And I believe a bunch of those journalists there, you know what? Ain't nobody gonna hire them because their reputation is filthy, like under my shoes. They are terrible human beings. If you leave those channels, there's nobody else who's going to hire you around the UK or around the world. The only places you're going to be kind of go up and down are where you can deal with all those hate. And, not too many people out here really stand for hate. Lots of people don't support hate. Lots of people, I just don't like negativity. I get out of my bed every morning and smile. I get in my car and sing. I get to work, I say hi to everybody. Why the hell I need to sit down there and start hating some innocent people? The people who did not do anything wrong to me. The people who are actually sitting down there and helping the poor. Why the hell should I sit down there and hate on them? It's so sad with these people. It's so sad with that bullion with his father. Let's see how long he's gonna last. That guy's generation is never gonna be king anymore. The last one is probably this Charlie boy who's gonna be the one out there. Something is gonna come for these people. Something will show up. Damn, I've seen people with low self-esteem, but these ones, you know, Princess Diana got unalive because of these people. Because of the low self-esteem, how they carry themselves, because they hate good people. They hate people who are doing good for the poor. They hate that one is not a common denominator in that family. Anytime you do good, you are a bad person. When you are giving to the poor, you're coming out of all those castles or all those palaces and come out here and give people the soup, a can of soup. You are a bad person. But if you walking around there like this one here, this kid, Mambus, and bullying, throwing yourself on people with no gift whatsoever, no food or anything, then you're a good person. Y'all gonna go to hell. All of your generation gonna go to hell. All of y'all guys. Georgia ain't not gonna be no king. Bulliam ain't gonna be no king. Something need to happen to him real quick out here. I just don't like these people. If it wasn't because of them, guess what? This Daily Fail would be behaving good. Flip-flop sons of you know what. I hate you. Yeah, did y'all see those articles that keep coming out here about the bullying and Mambus? Now no BAFTA. That's where they told the world that was the big coming for Mambus. That's where she was gonna come and show us her dresses, those curtains, those tablecloth. My grandma Rose's tablecloth. I said tablecloth, but you know what? Table, whatever, table, it's still the same. Y'all know what I mean. So she ain't gonna come back. And guess what? Remember the article about blowing the steam, and I don't know that steam how it gets blown, because you know when you have low testosterone, it's kind of like a really question mark, and most of the times when you have that low testosterone, you need all some kind of Viagra to blow any kind of steam out there, and those Viagra sometimes they don't work on some kind of conditions out there. And you know the people who really watch those prom, yes, the people who really watch those prom movies, like when you watch those prom a lot, you know it plays with something. Yeah, it plays with something down there. Yeah, so this bus, I don't even know what it's doing by me. That damn thing too long, I tell you. You know, well, damn it, that thing too long. So that thing, yeah, so Mambus ain't coming. Mambus, what happened, Mambus? So, bullion, remember the article, it says like he gets those C-list by the blue-blooded, those bitches. Yeah, so those ones. So she gets those ones. The C-list. Like those Hanburys whose grandmama used to be like the mistress. No, not mistress. What do you call those ones? The house girls. What do you call the house girls? There's some specific name where they do the servants. Yes. So Rose Hanbury's grandmother used to be kind of servants and she was also bridesmaid, I believe, in Queen Elizabeth's wedding, I believe. Was it that one? I don't know. If it was Queen Elizabeth's wedding, I believe Rose Hanbury's grandma used to be there. But they pinpointed a couple of females that guy be blowing steam on. Yeah, but like I said, you know, those steam, it's so hard to blow steam when you kind of hanging around those prom movies. You know those prom movies that Mambus came and told us about. Remember? Yes. And remember those articles that came out here. This week here is just juicy. So this gossip is kind of juicy. These people coming with all those pulled pork sandwich. Oh my goodness, Baron, I love you, brother. pulled pork sandwich. Yes, on the French baguette. So that's what these tabloids came up with. It's like they're not really getting good pay, and they're like, well, hell with it. You just want us to say bad stuff about Harry and Meghan. Guess what? We're gonna give Harry and Meghan good press because they're really doing Lord's work. And guess what we're gonna do with you, with the Mambos? We're gonna drag you down the floor, and we're gonna actually tell the truth about y'all guys. Because if we do lie about you, we gonna probably get removed from the payroll. So therefore, what I'm gonna do, what we're gonna do right now, we're just gonna tell the world what are you doing with those pulled pork sandwiches and all those steamy girls, the C-list royalty, the aristocratic bitches. Yeah, those ones. So I'm telling you this.